Hey man, I hope you get a good day so far. Bit of a different start to this video than to the other ones. I'm already driving because I just filmed another video, but I was just in the mood of filming another one and I have some thoughts that I want to get out. I want to talk about why crises in a relationship are necessary and are good if you use them correctly. That's a very big condition of this whole thing. Because if you don't use them in the correct way, you don't have the right mindset towards crises in a relationship, or even crises in life in general, to be honest, then you're not going to get anything out of it. So listen up, this is important. I'm in a 5.5 or almost 5.5 year relationship. I always say 5.5, even though we're not even at that point yet, but you get the point, right? And this is my first relationship. And I'm very proud and very grateful that we've made it so far. And I'm very confident that we're gonna make it a lot further as a couple, as partners. But of course, in 5.5 years of dating this woman, there were a lot of crises, a lot of problems, a lot of challenges that we had to overcome to still be together. And even now, after being together for 5.5 years, that will not stop. Same is true for your relationship. It will not stop. You'll be 80 years old and you still have challenges with your woman. I can promise you that, even though I'm not 80 years old, but I can promise you that because that's just how life is. So how do we handle these situations? I want you to develop the mindset that every crisis is an opportunity for growth, because that's what it is if, again, you react in the correct ways. It's an opportunity for growth because what often happens, especially in relationships, and I'm not talking just about my relationship here, but about relationships of people I've studied and relationships of people I've helped and I've coached on relationships, because that's what I do. In a relationship, we often get into the good enough zone. Everything's good enough. You don't have the sex you really want, but it's good enough. You don't have the depth of connection that you truly want, but it's good enough. All this stuff, right? And I could give you a million different examples, but that would just waste time. You get the point. In this good enough zone, what often happens is, the longer we stay in this zone, the further down we go. And the longer that happens, the further down we get into the not good zone. Where we actually want to go is the very good zone, right? Very good, good enough, not good. As long as we stay in good enough, we will not stay there. We will go down to not good, because we will get so unsatisfied, and that will compound over the time and over the multitude of experiences. And so naturally we will get into that zone where we actually don't want to be. Now, how do we get into the zone of very good? Simple. We need to take action. But if we're in the zone of good enough, we will not take action because everything's good enough. Oh, there's a bit of hype, like a bit of metaphorical dust building on your shelves. Doesn't matter really, like shelves are still good, right? But you don't have clean shelves. Same in your relationship. A crisis is a short or longer moment where the relationship, for a short period of time, goes into not good, in the not good zone. There we have two choices. Either accept that, and like I said, move further down on the general graph into not good from the good enough zone. Or we can, like I said, see it as an opportunity for growth and take action. And take aggressive action. And actually figure out how we can improve our situation. If that's what we want, right? But if we are in a long-term relationship, we likely just don't want to give that can't talk. We likely won't want to give that relationship up just because of one small struggle, right? Or even a bigger struggle. So what can we do? Like I said, see it as an opportunity for growth, because that's what it is. Be open about the fact that, okay, this is a situation that's not good. We don't want this. And by the way, actually, what we've had before this was good enough, but it wasn't what we truly wanted. There was something missing. That's the general feeling people get in relationships, right? They feel like something is missing in their heart, or just something, they're not fulfilled by the relationship. They feel like there's more the relationship could give them. And if we take a crisis, if we take a crisis as an opportunity to talk about stuff and to actually figure stuff out, then we're gonna make progress. And then we're gonna get closer to the relationship we actually want. The pain of this crisis will cause us to have more happiness, more fulfillment in the future in this relationship. And just quickly to end this off, I'll give you 2 examples. One example of a smaller crisis, and then afterwards one of a bigger crisis. First one was last year when my girl and I had our 5-year anniversary in fall. We went to Italy for a few days, surfed, enjoyed our company, ate nice food, and on the drive back home, my girl made a stupid joke about her cheating on me with my best friend, which she never did and she never will do. But the thing is, I have something called an anxious attachment style. Simply put, I just get very anxious if I feel a bit insecure in the relationship, if I feel like my needs aren't met, and if I feel like my girl pulls away a bit. Then I immediately think of, is she cheating on me? Does she not want to make love with me because there's someone else, right? Something like that, right? Or is it just because she's literally tired, or there's something else going on, right? She can't focus on making love right now. And of course, then that joke threw me off pretty heavily. Good thing was, we still had 4 hours or something like that left until we were home. And so what I did, instead of closing down and shouting at her and getting aggressive, of course I told her, hey, don't ever make this joke again. It hurts me very badly, and you know this. And she apologized even before finishing the joke. She already apologized pretty much, because she knew what she said wasn't right. But still, right? I had to tell her that, had to make that clear. But then we used the rest of that drive to talk about this stuff. And like I said, instead of closing down, I opened myself, I became vulnerable, and I talked about what I actually needed in the relationship, what I needed from her to feel more secure. And that was a crucial point where our relationship changed. And ever since, we are a lot more secure. And I feel a lot more secure, and I'm a lot more committed to the relationship. And we've been able to go a lot deeper because of this whole thing. Now, actually, you know what? I won't tell you the other story, because it's the same thing. I used a crisis, a bigger one, to make progress. If you want to see that story, then comment that down below and I'll tell it in a different video in full. I told half of the story in the last video, but not how I used it to grow, then to improve the relationship because of that situation. Besides that, if you are in a relationship right now and you don't know how to work through crises, how do I always mix those two up? Crises and crisis. If you couldn't tell, I'm German. English is not my native language, so sometimes I struggle with it. But if you struggle with that in your relationship, or in general, if you're not fully happy with your relationship, but you love this woman that you're with and you want to stay with her and you want to make it work with her, both for yourself and for her, then I recommend to you and I encourage you to join our community. We are building a community, a collective of men, of ambitious, mature men who want to build deep relationships with their woman, who want to grow with their woman. No shallow stuff, I just want to fuck as many random girls as possible. None of that immature stuff. Is literally just about men collectively helping each other to build deep relationships, to build a relationship that will last a lifetime. I post a lot in there. I post about my experiences. I make in-depth posts about stories, like about experiences that I've had. I reply to every single post, at least right now, because the community is growing quite quickly and I'm not sure how much I can keep up with that, because of course the more people post, the more time I have to put into the community. We'll see about that. So the quicker you get in, honestly, the higher your chance of getting direct advice from me. So if that's interesting to you, I encourage you to go down to the description of this video, click on the link of the community, apply to that community, and I'll see you in there. One last thing, man. I feel you. I really do. I do understand why it's hard to go through these crises that we face in our relationships. Why it's hard to stay open instead of closing down and getting aggressive and starting a fight or starting an argument with our girl if she does something wrong, or if we're not happy with the relationship. I understand that. But at the same time, there's no way out if you want to stay with this woman. Complaining won't help you. Action will. So do that. Take action. I'll see you soon. Perfect timing. I'm at my destination. I'll see you soon. I wish you all the best. Bye. Have a good one.